Okay, Guardians, to find Xur's location, all you have to do is go into the tower, take a left, go towards the hangar, and you should see him right beside the future Warco and dead orbit spot, right next to the stairs and the takeoff bay. Let's take a look at all the really cool gear that Xur has for us this week. As far as the Exotics are concerned, Xur brought some really good PvP stuff last week, like a pair of boots for Titans and Hunters, and then there's maybe like a shotgun or two that he brought in the Legendary weapon side things that was pretty good. The first thing, it is the Two-Tailed Fox. It's got the double tracking rockets, Void and Solar, and it's also got the trait where you play with your prey. Basically what it is, Void suppresses and Solar damages over time, which is a really good rocket launcher if you're into the whole aspect of two rockets firing at the same time and tracking. So that would be something pretty cool in PvE side of things. As far as PvP, I'm not too sure about that one. But we have the Warhusk Crown for the Hunter with the Burning Souls. Dodging gives a small health and shield bump, which is a really good, and the high stat roll for that is going to be Resilience, Mobility, Intellect, and Strength with a total of 64. So that's okay. It doesn't give a whole like beaten path for like the PvP side of things, but as far as like dodging and get you a small health and a shield buff, that's pretty good for PvP. You know, you're going to need that extra small health buff and that extra shield buff. But as far as like, I wouldn't recommend it for either one. I wouldn't recommend it for PvE or PvP. This is not something really top notch for the Hunter class. The next thing on the list is going to be the ACDO Feedback Fence. This is a really good set of gauntlets. Melee hit store explosive defensive energy, which is really good. And the recovery rate, which is the high stat roll on this, is a plus 18 with an intellect at plus 16 at a total of 65. That is pretty cool. And as far as like PvE or PvP, this could be a kind of two-tailed thing. It could be good for PvE, you know, it keeps the thralls away, and then also in PvP, if you get somebody that's into that melee build and all they do is just melee, that could be pretty good if someone melees you. So that is definitely going to be worth getting. So if this is something you're into, I would recommend picking up the Feedback Fence for your Titans. And then we have the Controverse Hold for the Warlock class, improved charging for Void Grenades. It's got the high stat resilience for night with a plus 19, which is really good. So this is something you definitely want to get into for the PvP side of things because the resilient sides, and then you also got the high stat roll for discipline and intellect with a total of 63. Okay, as far as the second set of exotics are concerned, you had the Hawk Moon with the Paraculture Shot, final round damage for precision hits with opening shot. That is technically not a really good perk, so I wouldn't waste your exotic cipher or shards on this particular gun. But as far as DMT, Dead Man's Tale, precision hits grant bonus target acquisition on range with 4 times the charm. That is a really good perk to have on the Dead Man's Tale scout rifle, and it could be good for like your PvP shots because you want to like take that less chance of reloading. So once you get this into PvE, you should be pretty solid with it. And then as far as PvP, that could be also a good thing because, you know, this scout rifle is definitely popular within the PvP side of things, so I would recommend picking up the DMTs. As for the legendary side of things, Guardians, there is a lot of stuff here that you may not want to pick up. Some of it is mainly geared towards like the PvE, and there's very little that's geared towards PvP. But right here, we have the Truth Prophecy and the Nimbus Draw. That's more of a PvE kind of style. They're good weapons, but the perks are not something I would recommend picking up if you're going into PvP. And then we had Escape Velocity, not really worth picking up. The 7 Serapha CQC-12 shotgun, that's not worth picking up. The Punch Out is definitely going to be okay depending on your situation as far as PvP side of things. It's got the Elemental Capacitor, so that could benefit you. And then the only other thing, I mean, Negative Space is okay, but the Stars of Shadow, it's got some really good perks on it that I would recommend picking up if you're into the PvP side of things. It's got the high impact frame, slowing firing and high damage its weapons, more accurate when stationary and aiming down sights. And then you have the Outlaw perk, increases reload speed. And then you got Feeding Frenzy, also increases reload speed. You got Kill Clip on it. You got Snapshot Sights, faster time to aim down sights. And then on top with the high impact frame where when it's stationary, you aim down sights a lot better. One Quiet Moment grants increased reload speed when out of combat. So that is really good. So I would highly recommend picking up the Stars and Shadow Pulse Rifle. As far as the legendary armor is concerned, the only piece of armor on here that I would recommend anyone picking up would be the legs. You got a plus 24 with mobility, so if you're down with the whole trying to run pretty fast or whatever, I would recommend picking up this. Boots, it's got a total stat roll of 65, but everything else is okay, decent. But if you're trying to get all the ornaments in your ornament section, I would recommend picking up the legendary armor and just turn around and just delete it or infuse them into something else if you need to. But as far as legendary gear, there's only a few on here, and I would highly recommend picking up the Controverse Greaves, the Stars and Shadows, and the Opulent Greaves leg armor. So Guardians, before we tune this off and go about our ways and check out all the really cool new stuff that you bought from Xur, I am going to take my chance at the Russian roulette of the exotic engram to see what I can get. I've been getting a lot of stuff from Xur that I've already got. I hope it's something different compared to what he's been giving me. I hope it's a weapon this time around, or maybe just something I don't have in my inventory. You know, there's a lot I want that he keeps avoiding giving me. But let's go ahead, let's take a gander and see if we get something really cool from this. And Guardians, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this is very informative. And we got the Doom Marchers again, even though I bought it from him last week. But anyways, I will catch you in the next video, and the next time I will be around, it will be Sunday, a live stream. We are going to be doing the New Hunter series, episode 3, Touring the Tower. So hopefully I see you guys in the chat. If not, I will catch you in the next video. And remember, Guardians, I am Dethrek Gaming, and I will see you in the stars. Eyes up, Guardians.